You've heard the term everywhere. Agentic AI, AI agents, the agentic revolution. But what does it actually mean? Is it just another buzzword, or is something genuinely different happening? Here's what I've learned after months of diving deep into this space. Agentic AI isn't just an improvement on chatbots. It's a fundamentally different way of thinking about what AI can do. The difference isn't speed or intelligence. It's autonomy. It's the shift from AI that talks to you to AI that works for you. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what makes agentic AI different from everything that came before. We'll trace the evolution from simple automation through chatbots to agents. We'll look at real examples where this distinction actually matters. And by the end, you'll understand why so many people believe this is the most significant shift in professional technology since the cloud. Let's start at the beginning. To understand where we are, we need to see where we've been. Software has evolved through 3 distinct generations. Each generation represents a fundamentally different approach to solving problems. The first generation is traditional automation. Think robotic process automation, scripted workflows, rule-based systems. The second generation is generative AI chatbots. Think ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Conversational AI that can generate text, answer questions, write code. The third generation is agentic AI. Systems that don't just respond to prompts, but pursue goals autonomously. Each generation built on the previous one, but the leap to agentic AI is something different entirely. Traditional automation is powerful within narrow boundaries. You write a script that says, open this spreadsheet, copy column A, paste it into this form, click submit. The system executes exactly what you specified. Nothing more, nothing less. If the spreadsheet format changes, the script breaks. If the form has a new field, the script fails. The same with automated robots. All of the motions are programmed into the machine so that basically the same motions happen over and over. Every outcome must be predefined by a human programmer. This is deterministic logic. Same input, same output, every time. Reliable, but rigid. The human does the thinking, the system does the execution. Then came generative AI, the chatbot revolution. Suddenly you could have a conversation with a computer that felt almost human. Ask it to explain quantum physics. Ask it to write a poem. Ask it to debug your code. The responses were creative, contextual, impressive. But here's the crucial limitation. Chatbots are fundamentally reactive. They respond to prompts. You ask, they answer. You prompt, they generate. The conversation exists in a stateless bubble. Each interaction stands alone. The AI doesn't pursue anything. It waits for you to tell it what to do next. This is the prompt and response paradigm. Agentic AI breaks this pattern completely. Instead of prompt and response, agents operate on goal and execution. You don't tell an agent what to type. You tell it what to achieve. Migrate this code base to a new architecture. Research these competitors and create a strategic analysis. Plan my travel itinerary considering my preferences and constraints. The agent then figures out how to get there. It breaks down the goal into tasks. It selects the right tools. It executes steps. It observes results. It adapts when things don't work. It keeps going until the goal is achieved or it determines the goal is impossible. This is autonomous operation. Let's get specific about what separates agents from chatbots. There are 3 core differentiators. First, goal orientation. Chatbots need specific prompts for each step. Agents receive high-level objectives and determine the steps themselves. Second, tool use. Chatbots generate text. Agents can call APIs, execute code, search the web, interact with databases, send emails, control browsers. They affect their environment, not just describe it. Third, adaptive reasoning. When a chatbot's response doesn't work, you have to write a new prompt. When an agent's approach fails, it reflects on why it failed and tries a different approach automatically. Goal orientation. changes everything about how you work with AI. With a chatbot, you're the project manager. You break down the work. You assign each piece. You check the results. You decide what comes next. You're doing the planning. The AI is doing some execution. With an agent, you're the executive. You define what success looks like. The agent handles the planning and execution. You step in for strategic decisions or when the agent is blocked. This isn't about AI being smarter. It's about AI being given more responsibility. And that responsibility is only possible because agents can reason about goals, not just follow instructions. Tool use is what makes agents operational rather than conversational. A chatbot can tell you how to check the weather. An agent can actually check the weather for you and then take action based on what it finds. A chatbot can write a SQL query. An agent can execute that query, analyze the results, and create a report. A chatbot can explain how to book a flight. An agent can search flights, compare options, and complete the booking. The difference is between advice and action, between description and execution. Agents don't just know things, they do things. Adaptive reasoning is perhaps the most profound difference. Traditional systems fail when encountering unexpected situations. Chatbots wait for you to rephrase or try a different approach. Agents evaluate their own failures. They use a pattern called self-critique. When something doesn't work, the agent asks itself, "Why did this fail? What assumption was wrong? What should I try instead?" This mimics how effective humans learn. We don't just retry the same thing. We reflect on what went wrong and adjust our approach. This self-correction capability is what allows agents to handle the messiness of real-world tasks. Here's a concrete comparison to make this real. Imagine you need to analyze your company's sales data and create a report. With traditional automation, someone writes a script for your exact data format, your exact analysis, your exact report template. Any change requires reprogramming. With a chatbot, you paste your data and ask for analysis. It gives you insights in a conversation. You copy the text into a document. You ask follow-up questions. You manually compile everything. With an agent, you say, "Analyze our Q3 sales data, identify the top trends, and create an executive summary with charts." The agent accesses your data, runs the analysis, creates the visualizations, and produces a finished document. Same goal, completely different process. Let me tell you about Nubank. In 2023, this Brazilian financial institution faced a massive challenge. They needed to migrate a monolithic code base, 6 million lines of code, around 100,000 data class implementations. The estimated effort using traditional engineering, 18 months, 1,000 engineers. This wasn't a task you could solve with better scripts. The edge cases were too numerous, the decisions too contextual. Every migration required judgment calls that couldn't be pre-programmed. This is exactly the kind of problem that reveals the difference between automation, chatbots, and agents. Traditional automation couldn't handle this. You can't write a script for 100,000 unique migrations, each with its own context and edge cases. Chatbots couldn't handle it either. You could ask a chatbot to migrate one file at a time, but coordinating thousands of migrations, tracking what's been done, adapting when patterns emerge, that requires a human doing the orchestration. What Nubank used was Devin, an agentic AI. They didn't tell Devin exactly how to migrate each file. They gave it the goal: migrate these files from the old architecture to the new one. Here's what makes this truly agentic. Devin didn't just apply templates. It learned and adapted as it worked. When it encountered the same type of error repeatedly, it recognized the pattern. When it found a faster way to handle certain migrations, it adopted that approach. Most remarkably, Devin built its own tools. It created scripts to handle repetitive components of the migration. It developed detection systems for specific code patterns, like country extensions. The agent wasn't just following a plan. It was improving its own methods while executing the mission. That's the difference between execution and autonomy. The results speak for themselves. What was estimated at 18 months became weeks. The efficiency gain was 8 to 12 times versus human engineers. The cost savings exceeded 20 times the baseline. Individual tasks that took 40 minutes dropped to 10 minutes. But here's the insight that matters most. The agent succeeded not because it was faster at following instructions. It succeeded because it could make contextual decisions at scale. Thousands of judgment calls that would have required human attention were handled autonomously. This is the promise of agentic AI, not replacing human judgment, but extending it to scales that humans alone could never reach. Let's step back and see the bigger picture. The shift from chatbots to agents is not incremental improvement. It's a paradigm change. It's the difference between a consultant and an employee. A consultant gives you advice. You do the work. An employee takes ownership of outcomes. They figure out the path. They handle the obstacles. They deliver results. We're moving from AI that advises to AI that operates. From AI you talk to AI you delegate to. This changes how we think about work, roles, and the relationship between humans and machines. There's a phrase that captures this shift perfectly. We're moving from prompt and response to goal and execution. In the prompt and response paradigm, the human is the brain. The AI is a tool you wield, one interaction at a time. In the goal and execution paradigm, the AI has its own reasoning capability. The human becomes the strategic director, defining what success looks like and stepping in when high-level decisions are needed. This isn't about AI being smart enough to replace humans. It's about AI being reliable enough to be trusted with more responsibility. Trust that's built through reasoning, self-correction, and verifiable action. This paradigm shift has profound implications. For individuals, it means the most valuable skills are shifting. Prompt engineering mattered when every interaction needed to be crafted. Architecture and orchestration matter when you're designing systems of agents. For organizations, it means rethinking workflows. Tasks that seemed irreducibly human become candidates for delegation. The question isn't just, can AI help with this? But can an agent own this? For the technology industry, it's the most significant shift since cloud computing made scalable infrastructure available to everyone. Agentic AI makes scalable cognition available to everyone. So that's what agentic AI actually is. Not just a smarter chatbot, a fundamentally different approach where AI pursues goals, uses tools, and reasons about its own actions. We've seen how it evolved from traditional automation through conversational AI to autonomous agents. We've seen a real example where an agent accomplished what would have taken 1,000 engineers 18 months. And we've explored the paradigm shift from prompt and response to goal and execution. But understanding what agents are is just the beginning. In the next video, we'll go deeper into how agents actually think, the reasoning patterns they use, how they decide what to do next, why they can self-correct when things go wrong. It's called the react pattern, and once you understand it, you'll see agentic AI in a completely different light. If you want to be one of the first in line to see our next video, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. Also, give us a like so that others that are interested in learning more about agentic AI can find our channel and our videos.